In this demonstration, we'll take a look at BranchCache. BranchCache reduces the network use on wide area network connections between branch offices and main offices. For example, if you have a file server, web server, application server in a main office, and it's providing content to clients in a branch office, well, it just makes sense that you would want to store or cache that information in the branch office. So you can configure a hosted cache server, or you can distribute the cache among clients in a subnet. But you may only choose one of these modes for each office. Let's take a look at how we configure each piece of BranchCache. Let's begin by configuring the content file server in the main office. So we'll use the Add Roles and Features wizard in Server Manager to locate the role service that we need. And the role service is located under File and Storage Services, File and iSCSI Services, and it's BranchCache for network files. And in the description, it says that this role supports BranchCache on this file server. And the description goes on to say, after you complete the installation, you must share your folders and enable hash generation for shared folders using group policy. So I'll click through the rest of the pages and kick off the installation. And while that's working, I'll go over to File Explorer, where I have created a folder with content that I want to share with the remote office. The folder is called Share, and I'll right-click and take a look at the properties. And we want to go to the Sharing tab and share the folder. We'll take the default permissions that are shown. And when that's completed, we'll use the Advanced Sharing button and the Caching button to enable BranchCache on the folder. And you'll need to do this on every folder that you want to have BranchCache. That's it. With your folder shared and enabled and your role service installed, you have configured your file content server. The next thing we'll do is configure our hosted cache server in the remote office, and I'll use Windows PowerShell for this. We need to install the BranchCache feature. The command is install-Windows feature space BranchCache. And if you remember, the file content server had the BranchCache for network files role. This just has the BranchCache feature. And once this feature is installed, we'll register this server with the service connection point, and that will allow our clients to automatically find this server and know, oh, here's my hosted cache server. To register the server, we'll use enable-bc hosted server space-register scp, and there are no results returned from this command. So to check and make sure everything's okay, we'll use get-bc status. And this command returns quite a bit of useful information about the cache, the files that are going to be cached, the clients that are caching, and most importantly, that the BranchCache is enabled and the BranchCache service is started. The last thing to do will be to configure our clients, and although we can do this individually, it's a best practice to use group policy. So we're on the domain controller here, and we'll go to the default domain policy. BranchCache is a computer configuration setting, and it's under Administrative Templates, Network, and then BranchCache. The first setting that we'll take a look at is Turn on BranchCache. And when we enable this setting, it'll let our clients know that BranchCache is being used in the remote office. The description goes on to say that you should then designate whether you have distributed or hosted cache mode and configure your hosted cache servers. So let's go on to the next setting of interest. And that is set BranchCache hosted cache mode. That's what we've configured. Again, we just enable the setting, and the name of the hosted cache server is LON-SVR1. Simple enough. The next setting of interest will be enable automatic hosted cache discovery by service connection point. Remember, we registered LON SVR1 with the service connection point. So here's where we enable this setting to let our clients know they can automatically check the configuration and search for hosted cache servers. Let's also take a look at configure BranchCache for networks files. This is what we're doing, so we want to enable that. And we'll change the maximum round-trip latency after which caching begins to 0 seconds. And this is 0 milliseconds, and this is just for demonstration purposes. That's it. On every client or server that needs to know about these new settings, be sure to run gp update /force. So now it's time to test. Here we are on client 1. I have updated my group policy settings. So I will just go into File Explorer, navigate to the main office share, and copy the one file that's there onto the desktop. Now I have throttled the QoS settings so that it's exaggerated how long this will take. In the lab, BranchCache actually has quite a few performance counters, so you can use those disk and network statistics to give it even a more precise idea of how long this will take. But as you can see, it is pretty slow. So now I will switch over to client 2, which hopefully will have the benefit of that file being cached in the remote office. And if I copy the file over to the desktop, you really don't even see the copying occur. It's that fast. But the file is on the desktop. So, in summary, we configured a content file server in the main office. We configured a hosted cache server and clients in the remote office. And your course does have a lab on this, so I hope you'll take a few minutes and give it a try.